Hey guys, what's up? Today I got another pretty long video in store for you guys today, just like the Machina video from a few months back. But today in this video, we're going to be discussing a good bit about Infernoble Knights. First we're going to start off by looking at a few different builds, and then I'm going to go into a ton of different combos. I think I got somewhere around like 30 or so combos for you guys today. And a good bit of them involves playing around hand traps, what to do if you get hand trapped, and also in case if you draw any of your bricks, like in case if you draw the O-line, for example. So starting off with this first list we have in front of us, this was a pretty standard OCG list, pretty much the basis of where we in the TCG got our deck list from. This list very focused on the one core combo. Is playing both the Connector and the Sublimation Knight packages. It's not playing it's not really playing any extra extenders, since it has both Call by the Grave for most hand traps like Valor, Ash, Ogre. Then OCG also has Crossout Designator, helps deal with things like Nibiru and Infinite Permanence, which is why this specific list is playing the one Nibiru just to tutor out with Crossout Designator. Because this list plays both the Crossout and the Call Bys, it doesn't really need to play any more extenders, since if you have one of these, your play is pretty much going off. It's also playing the Tactics, it's playing the 1-for-1 to tutor out Renaud if you have to, and the extra deck is playing Trishula, it's playing Stardust Charge, it's playing Shooting Riser, and it's playing the Formula. Pretty much everything else in this extra deck is standard. Going on to the next list. This next list is the list that just got top 8 in the most recent LCS. This list is not playing any Call by the Graves, instead it's playing Cyframe Gamma. Pretty much this thing, in my opinion, is the best hand trap of the format, since if you do it on an Analysis Normal Summon, it pretty much ends and invoked Dogmatica's turn. Or also going first, if you have to, say, use Heritage or Rhoda before you start any of your plays, and they ash it, you can just summon Gamma, get your driver, and make Omega to rep out a card for free right at the beginning of the combo before you commit to anything. This list is also still playing the Connector and Sublimation Knight, and in return, it's only playing the 1 Fireflint Lady and 1 Aselfo as an extender. This list is also only playing 1 Ogier. Ogier is a really good piece to start off your combos with, but you do have 7 different ways to search it, with the 3 Durendals, the 3 Heritage, and the 1 Rhoda. So you are essentially playing 8 copies of this card. This list is also playing E-Telly to just tutor out Gamma, because sometimes you just need the extra tuner on field, especially if your Isole gets hand trapped. This list is also playing 1 copy of Genba. Genba is pretty good for a few number of combos, but for a decent amount of combos, I'll show later on in this video. This list is also playing 1 copy of Red Layer just as an additional extender. So side deck, I think this is the only list I found that was playing a Pointers. So a Pointer, you're already ripping 1 card of your opponent's hand no matter what during all your turn 1 combos. So this card lets you just rip out a second one for free. And then this list is also playing Red Reboot and Imperial Order in side deck. Reboots just so you can deal with things like in Perm if you go first. And Order in case if you go first, it helps turn off your opponent's Lightning Storms or Droplets into Dark Rulers. As for the extra deck, it's playing Librarian and it's playing Formula Synchron. This is part of a Draw 6 combo, which will be more towards the end of the video. This list is also not playing Axis Code Talker. Instead it's playing 1 Nightmare Phoenix and 1 Nightmare Unicorn. Just, if you go first on the 3rd turn of the game, these things just help break down boards in case if your board goes away somehow. On to the second list. This was Shumping's list that he used to get top 16 at the LCS. I believe he got 9th place. He said that was in the title of this video. His list, he brought back the Call by the Graves, He's main decking triple Dark Ruler, really good for going second. He's also main decking the Reboot for going first. He's main decking Magical Midbreaker Field, just so you can avoid getting Ogred, Veilered, or Impermed. He's also playing the one copy of Action Units. This thing, if your opponent hand traps you, let's say they Veiler your Isolde. If you happen to draw this, just get back the Veiler, and Veiler and Isolde go into Halqifibrax, and you just go off from there. This list is also playing triple Firefront Lady, triple Gearfried, double Red Layer. Red Layer is really good for a combo involving Tatsunoko, which also uses the Genba. In place of Genba, you really could play any other level 2 warrior tuner, such as TG Striker would be the next best option. Genba is really good though, since you can send the graveyard off of all of those effects if you need the extra extender. Or if you have it on field, you can also special summon the Renaud, since Genba is the only level 2 fire warrior tuner. Shunping was also playing the one Ogier and one Oliver. You don't really need more than one of either of them for any of your combos, and again, you have 7 cards to search out either of them if you have to. He cut the Sublimation Knight, and instead of playing Adhara is the easiest way to recover from Nibiru, since as you only can get the Nibiru, the only card you control would be the vanilla token. You can just special summon Adhara, make your Halqifibrax, and just continue off with the play. Adhara is also a really good combo starter with Neospace Connector. I think that's about it for this deck list. Since he's maining the Dark Rulers, he's siding Droplets, he has the Gambas inside, he has the Ash Blossom inside. Put the Access Code back in. And for the last in this list, he's playing one Ignoble Knight of High Lancelin, the old Synchro from way back in the day used to make with Lady of the Lake. This is part of certain combos, such as when you open Ogier and Renaud and you don't have a Durendal. This guy, you just equip the Durendal straight from your deck to him to continue off with the play. This next list is the list that Pack used during the LCS. He got top 16. Once again, triple Gearfried. Bumped up Ogier to 2, Oliver to 3. He's playing double Dolphin, since Dolphin is not a bad combo starter at all as long as you have another extender, such as Firefront Lady. Gamma's back in, playing the Genba, playing the Asolfo, maining triple Tactics. He's maining Reasoning. I believe his theory on this is if you get interrupted, it's just another extender. And you play so many different levels in the deck, it's hard for your opponent to hit the right level. Monster Ball is another extender. He's playing E-Telly, he's playing the Magical Midbreaker. Very standard side deck. In the extra deck, he has the Renaud, the Lancelin, and he just has the extra Phoenix in. Then this next list is one that most people would probably come across. It's another list from Pack, but it's the one featured on Team Samurai's video. This one, the main difference is he's playing one copy of Vylon Sphere. Sphere is an important part of some combos. It's definitely the least important tuner in the deck in my opinion. He's also playing the 1-for-1, the additional extender for Renaud. Is he playing Phoenix Blade in the last list? Can't remember. Yeah, he was playing Phoenix Blade in the LCS list, and cut the Phoenix Blade for this list. You don't need Phoenix Blade, but it is really good in some situations. Otherwise, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4 equip names in the deck. So Phoenix Blade gives you that 5th equip in case if you happen to draw too many. In this list, he's also not playing the Lancelin, but instead he's playing Trishula. He's also playing a second copy of Halqifibrax, which is important for one very specific combo, or in case if you want to summon Halqifibrax during the following turn. The list that also something else I forgot to mention, why people playing Cypher Lord Omega. Against Dogmatica, they send 2 of your extra deck cards to the graveyard, so you can send Omega and anything else. During your turn, you activate Omega's effect, return to the extra deck, and return whatever else they sent to your grave back to your extra deck as well. It's also a part of some combos. It's part of a Tatsunoko combo that I'll show later on. The list that I'm personally playing looks like this. Pretty much what I think is the best part of all the other lists. And also what I personally own in real life. I only own 2 Gearfried. I think 2 is a fine number. If you play a 60 card, definitely play 3. I'm playing Triple Ogier and Oliver, because I just want to open either one of them. I'm playing the Genba, I'm playing 2 Red Layer, I'm playing 2 Adhara, I'm playing the Sphere, I'm playing the Action Unit, main decking Breaker, main decking Reboot, main decking Teleport. I have 2 Dark Ruler and 2 Droplet on my side, mainly because I only own 2 Droplet, and I don't... Oh, and I own 1 Lightning Storm, but playing 1 by itself just isn't worth it, so instead I'm playing the Triple Cyclone for Eldritch and Mystic Mine. Then I'm also side decking the Infirms. In my extra deck, I'm choosing to play the Launch Line, I'm playing the Omega, I'm playing the Tatsunoko, and I'm only playing the 1 Halqifibrax. I don't think there's too much to explain in my list, so let's just get into the combos now. Alright, so this combo here is pretty much the most basic combo you can do with this deck. All it needs to do is just summon Isole and just not get negated. So just get out your Isolde, doesn't matter how. If you have your Space Connector, that's best case scenario, since it will let you rip another card out of your opponent's hand, but for the purposes of showing this, it doesn't really matter how you summon it, just as long as you summon it. It also just doesn't matter what you add here. So let's just add another Red Layer. So here you just need to summon any tuner, just straight up any tuner. So, since some people won't be playing Genba, let's just say we mill 4 here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Just summon out the Oliver. From here we turn Isolde into a Link Cross. Summon out you 2 tokens. They're both the level 1 tokens. So now we can turn Link Cross and Oliver into the Halqifibrax. Activate its effect. To summon out the Jet Synchron. Next up, turn Jet and Halqifibrax into the Auroradon. Auroradon gets 3 tokens. So because since you have a full board here, can't really drop a Gearfried at any point prior to this, unfortunately. Next up, pop this. Pop specifically a Link token here. Summon out your O-Line. Wherever it is. Here it is. O-Line and the second Link token, make Marcher. Activate Marcher Chain Link 1, so it has to be in the actual monster zone. So Marcher Chain Link 1, target the O-Line special back. O-Line Chain Link 2 to summon another level 3 token. So now all these tokens are level 3s. So we turn O-Line and any of the level 3 tokens into a Roland. Be sure to activate Roland's effect here, because you have to activate it when you summon it, and then it resolves during the end phase to all your fun end phase shenanigans. Next we turn Roland and any token into a Warlord Savage. Savage triggers, getting your Auroradon to equip. Now you have the 3 bull counters. If I can get them on there, that'd be nice. So now you have the 3 counters on. Next step, you turn the Marcher in 2 tokens. Assuming my computer wants to work, that is. There we go. Turn those into your Charles. Then if you play the Coral Dragon or Stardust Charge Warrior, you can Synchro Summon into one of those first with a Marcher and a token. If you Synchro Stardust Charge Warrior, the Marcher will turn it into a tuner and you immediately get you draw. If you summon the Coral Dragon, it's a tuner anyway, and you have the option to discard 1 to destroy a card your opponent controls if you happen to be going second, or if this is the later turn during the game. Then you Synchro with either Stardust Charge or the Coral Dragon with the token into the Charles. Then for Coral Dragon, you get the draw after you Synchro with it. So let's say I use that, get the additional draw. And that's pretty much it with the combo. You go to the end phase, you activate the Roland effect. You dump an equip from deck to grave. And then you could add a Firework from deck to hand. You'd probably want to add Gearfried here. You could also add Ogier as an extender. During your turn as well, you can also equip the Oliver to your Roland to protect it from being targeted later on. But that would have to be during your main phase. So the Roland resolves, dumping the equip, adding Gearfried, Charles triggers. You activate the Smoke Grenade from grave, and you can equip a Flame Noble Knight from your deck to it. Probably going to be Ogier, so protected from Lightning Storm. And then with Charles, you can, if you equip something to him once per turn, you can destroy any card on the field. So you wait to use that destruction to destroy the Smoke Grenade. You look at your opponent's hand and make him discard 1. And then with this, you have 3 negates off Roll Sword. You have your Charles protected by these 2 Noble Knights. And during your opponent's turn, during your opponent's main phase, you can activate Roland's effects, equip him to destroy, and then Charles to destroy any card your opponent controls. And since you know what their hand is, you should know what the best thing to destroy is and the best thing to negate is. Then during your opponent's end phase, you can activate Charles again, equip Durendal from grave, and so that way you get a search for next turn. And that's it for this combo. So this next combo has 2 different variations. One of them just go as regular, and the other version if you happen to already have a Gearfried in hand. So this is just the standard one, and just another variation of the basic Isolde combo. So summon out Isolde, doesn't matter how as long as you get there. Then off the Isolde, doesn't matter what you add as long as you add a fire monster. So let's just say we add the second red layer to hand. Since it's not a Noble Knight, so you keep those in deck for later, and it's not a Fire Flame Lady or a Sulfo, since those are the 2 easy extenders to use. Red layer is kind of the most restrictive extender. So for Isolde, instead of milling 4, you only mill 1 card. And you specifically have to mill Durendal here. So you special summon the Renaud, add back Durendal, you equip it, get the search off for it, and you specifically have to search Oliver here. Durendal gets destroyed. And then you special summon the Oliver. You specifically have to attribute what you added off Isole to summon it. Can't really do this combo any other ways, this specific combo. Special summon Renaud, and now it's a level 1 now. Use the tuner. Renaud's not a tuner in the situation since it was summoned off Isolde. For the next step, turn the Oliver and the Renaud into your Hylancelin. I lied, you turn it into Roland. I'm thinking of different combos right now. turn it into Roland. Roland can trigger here. You turn the Isolde into Linkcross. Get 2 tokens. Both level 1 tokens. If you have Gearfried, this is where the combo would start to look a little different. Next you turned these 2 into the Halqifibrax. Halqifibrax summons Jet Synchron. And then you turn these 2 into Auroradon. And you get your 3 tokens. Now, this is where the combo looks very similar to the old one, except there's one key difference. You already used up Roland. So now, for this variation, let's get rid of these 2. Specifically a Link token here. Get your O-Lion. If you summon Gearfried, you won't be popping a Link token, since you need to have one for later on. Later on, I mean right now. Turn those 2 into the Marcher once more. Except this time, Marcher Chaining 1 is going to special summon the Roland. Then Chaining 2, O-Lion summon a level 3 token. From here, continue as normal. Go into your Bull Savage. Get your Auroradon re-equipped. Turn these into your Coral Stardust Charge. Turn these into your Charles. Draw 1. But now you have an extra token on field. So what you can do, since it's a level 3 token, discard whatever you drew, or anything else you don't need from your hand. Use up your Jet Synchron right now. So then this way you end with an additional Herald on the field for another negate. And if you get rid of any monster from your opponent's hand using Charles' effect, it gets banished instead. So now you have 3 disruptions, and you rip 1 card out of the hand, so they only have 2 cards left to play with. And you should be knowing what to negate. And that's it for this combo. Next is the following variation of this Gearfried. So this is the variant of the Isolde Mill 1 combo, if you happen to already have a Gearfried in hand. So make your soul as normal. Activate effects. Add anything to hand. Dump your Durendal. Add Renaud. Renaud equip Durendal. If my computer lets me, that is. Search at the Oliver again. That gets destroyed. Tribute whatever's in your hand from the Isole search. Oliver. These 2 go back out into Roland. And now here you can summon Gearfried. I believe this is the 7th summon here, so you are still open to getting Nibiru'd. But it's still a little extra protection for the rest of your plays later on, since this protects everything from Halqifibrax from Linkcross onwards. And you can use your Oliver effect immediately to equip onto the Gearfried. Things look mostly the same here, except off the Linkcross, you only summon 1 token instead of 2. Continue on as normal. So you get your Halqifibrax here. He summons out the Jet Synchron. Go out into your Aurodon. Get your tokens. Now you get rid of one of the level 3 tokens off of Aurodon. Now you get your O-line here. And now things look exactly the same as the last combo, except you won't have that last level 3 token. So you just end on the Royal Savage with the Aurodon equip, you end on your Charles, and then instead of the Herald, you have the Gearfried instead, so you have the one less token, and you save Jet Synchron for later. Alright, so this next one is pretty much exactly the same as the last combo, except for this one you open up Ogier, and you also have to have another Warrior Extender. So you get your Ogier out, get your Extender, and here you have to mill an Oliver off the Ogier normal summon. So using the Oliver. Oops, wrong place. It's milled to the graveyard. Now here, make the Isolde. You can add anything you want to your hand, it doesn't really matter, just like all the other previous combos. And then here, you mill one, specifically Living Fossil. It has to be Living Fossil here. So not Renaud. Living Fossil? Let me just check my notes here. Yeah, it has to be Living Fossil. So Renaud, add it back. Now you Living Fossil on the Oliver. So now you're just back at the Isole, the Renaud, and the Oliver on field. So now this is exactly the same as the last combo. And yeah, exactly the same as the last combo. These guys make the Renaud. This guy should be banished off Living Fossil. Renaud trigger here. So now he has exactly the same as the last two combos, including all the stuff with Gearfried. Now would be the time to drop Gearfried. But since I already went through the Gearfried and no Gearfried variations of this exact board in the last combo, I'll skip ahead to the next combo here. So for this next one, we assume that you summon Isolde, you got your search doesn't matter at all. You try to mill, but your opponent sees something like an Appaloosa, a Veiler, or Impermanence or whatever on your Isolde, so that you no longer have the mill effect for the turn. For this next one, for this specific combo, all you really need is that Negated Isolde in any tuner. It could be Renaud, it could be E-Telly into a Gamma, it could be an Oliver, since you have the chibi fodder right here. So you summon your tuner. And this specific combo also needs Stardust Charge Warrior instead of Coral Dragon. This combo is the main reason why people should consider playing Stardust Charge Warrior. So with these two, they make the Halqifibrax. Also, as you can see, I switched to a list with a different extra deck just so I could show all these different options. So make the Halqifibrax, and instead of just summoning the Jet Synchron here, you're gonna want to go ahead and summon the Lion. This combo won't be nearly as good as everything else, but you got hand trapped. This is a decent way you can extend. Not the best, but a generic way. Turn Fibrax into Uncross. Get you 2 tokens. both level 1s. Turn these two guys into a Marcher. Marcher link 1, target O-Lion. O-Lion link 2, get out a token. Oops, didn't mean to do that. And then from here, you turn O-Lion and the token into your Roland. Roland triggers. You turn the Roland and the last link token into Stardust charge. Get you draw. And this is why you specifically need Stardust charge warrior here. You need to ladder up into level 6. That's not a tuner. Get serious enough to combo by synchroning Marcher and Stardust charge into the Charles. So like I said, definitely not the best combo in the world, but it's a decent way to play if you Isolde gets negated. Also, at any time during this combo, you can summon Gearfried at any point, since you'll have the one equip engrave from when Isole got negated. During this self-contained combo, you won't have any equip for it, but that can be gotten around if your Isole was made with Ogier or Oliver, or if Oliver was your second tuner. Was your tuner to make the Halqifibrax, or if you just drew like a Phoenix Blade or Durendal or whatever. But yeah, this combo doesn't need all 5 main monster zones, so you can summon Gearfried at any point. Yeah, so this next combo is another thing you can do in case your Isole gets negated. But this one specifically needs either a second copy of Halqifibrax in your extra deck or a Barricadeborg blocker, since you need a second machine link 2 to link up into Auroradon with. So just like the last combo, it assumes you made Isolde, it assumes you got your ad, and it assumed you attempted to mill for your effect, but then you got Veilered or Impermed, or doesn't matter. It also assumes you have another tuner in hand, so doesn't matter what tuner, just like the last thing, just any tuner. Just assume this is a vanilla tuner, once more. So then somehow get out your tuner. Turn these two into your Halqifibrax. First one. And special summon the Jet Synchron here. Next you turn this into the Link Cross. Link Cross gets you your 2 level 1 tokens. Then you turn these two into either the second Halqifibrax or the Barricadeborg blocker. Once again, just needs to be a machine link you can summon here that's able to be linked off this turn. Next, summon the Jet Synchron. And then you can just link these away into the Auroradon. And now things should be looking very, very familiar. So on to the next combo. Alright, for the next one, you're gonna have to specifically open Ogier and Durendal. Through things like Rhoda and Heritage, and yeah, just through those cards. You're essentially playing 6 copies of this and 7 copies of this, not including the other 3 Durendals you can search this off with, since, well, you need a Durendal right here. This combo also plays around Nibiru, since you summon a Gearfried with a negate on your 4th summon. This is probably the easiest of this is probably the combo you'll probably see most often if players are playing the Red Layer, the Genba, and Tatsunoko, and also Omega, but Omega might as well be standard at this point. So you summon your Ogier, and you dump your Gearfried. Here it is. Equip Durendal. Durendal, get you search off for your Renaud. Durendal destroys itself. Summon Durendal. I mean, your Renaud uses effect, adding Gearfried back to hand. Link these two into the Isolde. Specifically add Red Layer here. And then before you use your Isolde effect, you first want to summon your Gearfried by banishing Durendal. And then you can equip Ogier to it immediately afterwards. And Gearfried is your 4th summon, so it protects you from Nibiru or any other hand trap you might come across. So now you use the Isole effect, mill 2. Doesn't matter what you mill, but you probably want to mill Phoenix Blade here. Then let's just say action units, why not? Get Genba. Link this away. Get you 2 tokens. Link those for Marcher. Marcher gets back Genba. And then these 2 make Tatsunoko. And then, in case if you didn't know what Tatsunoko does, it lets you synchro using a material from your hand. So since Red Layer is kind of dead, you can't really do anything with it. Oops, didn't do that. So you synchro the Tatsunoko on field, and the Red Layer in your hand. So I'm out the Boral Savage here now. Assuming my computer lets me, that is. Here we go. And you only have the Isolde to target. But now at this point in the combo, you have the Gearfried to protect from Nibiru, and now you have the Savage to protect from any other hand trap at any point during this turn. Link these 2 off into Auroradon. And now you don't have to worry about keeping track of what tokens are where. And then you get rid of 2 tokens from the Auroradon. You keep Auroradon in the field. Summon your O-Lion. Get rid of these 2 for the Roland. Roland triggers. O-Line also triggers as Chain Link 2. Get your token. Link these off into your... synchro those off into Omega. You can add the Phoenix Blade back to your hand at any point from when it hits grave until right now. I just realized I skipped a step. The Marcher and the Link Cross were supposed to go into Halqifibrax. And then the Halqifibrax summon the Jet Synchron. And the Halqifibrax and the Jet Synchron go into the Auroradon, and then you continue as normal from here. My bad. I accidentally skipped that step. My mistake. Now you can discard the Phoenix Blade. Special summon at the Jet. And then synchro into the Charles. And now what this did, you have 1 negate, you have 1 into 3 negates. You can add back Phoenix Blade for another equip if you want to. You have the Roll Engrave for your opponent's turn. And you have the Omega in graveyard to recycle anything you want. I personally like to recycle itself and the Halqifibrax for next turn, since there's still another 2 left in deck. And then that's it for this. So this next variation is pretty much the exact same combo, but instead of opening Durendal, you open the Renaud. So you summon Ogier, dump the Phoenix once more. Oops, my mistake, meant to dump that. Special summon Renaud. And you add back the Gearfried. And instead of making Isole right now, since Renaud was treated as a tuner, you can Synchro summon out into High Lancelin. Lancelin triggers, equipping Durendal from deck. So just like last combo, where Isolde was your third summon, Lancelin is your third summon now. Ignore me. You want to use Durendal before you summon Gearfried, because you kind of don't have an equipping grave yet. He doesn't add any extender here, it doesn't really matter what. It could be Fireflint Lady, or it can be Astolfo. Durendal destroys itself. Now Gearfried activates. Finish Durendal. Now special summon the Gearfried. And equip the Ogier. Special summon the Extender. And then turn the Extender and the Lancelin into the Isolde. You add the Grid Layer. Dump the two equips. You special summon the Genba. And then from here is the exact same combo as last time. Alright, for this next one, you follow the exact same steps as the previous two combos until you get to the Borrowed Savage. So let's just get back there real quick. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Turn Isolde into Link. Got the two tokens. Turn those into the Marcher. Give back Genba. Turn those into Tatsunoko. And you make your 8. But instead of making Savage, you make Omega here instead. Now Omega can rip a card out of your opponent's hand. You summon whatever extra tuner you have. It could be Emergency Teleport, it could be an Oliver if you have something to tribute. It doesn't matter as long as you can get that extra tuner on field. Level does not matter. He's just gonna immediately make Link Cross with it. And by Link Cross, I mean Halqifibrax with the Link Cross. Get your Jet Synchron out. Jet and Halqifibrax. Make a Rorodon. Oops, getting ahead of myself. Get you tokens. See, a Rorodon will destroy nothing yet. Because first you go for your Charles. Although notice how we haven't used Roland yet during this combo. So you go for the Jet Synchron here. Then use a Rorodon. Rorodon will destroy itself and the Jet Synchron. Summon the O-Line. then you just ladder up into your Roll Savage. And then now, since you already went through Rorodon, you can equip it instead of having to equip your Assault. So because you have the extra tuner, you still have your Phoenix for earlier that turn. I still have your Phoenix for full summon to protect from Nibiru, but you now don't have Savage to protect your Halqifibrax Envoy as part of the combo. So you have the Omega to rip another card out their hand in addition to Smoke Grenade later on the turn, and you end with the Savage with one more Bolt counter and a little more attack. So it's a little more susceptible to hand traps, but it's an overall stronger play. So this next one, exact same opening steps as the last three combos. Well, all that matters is that you get into your Ogier, and then you somehow get into Renaud to add your Gearfried back that you dumped off the Ogier. So when you go to make the Isolde, it doesn't matter what you add here at all. I just always like to add either Red Layer or Connector. Depends on how I made the Assault in most situations. So you still get your Gearfried as the 4th summon. And you still get the equip on as usual. Although this time Isole is going to mill 4 instead of 2. So you can do this play if you don't have the Genba. I mean, if you don't play Genba. Also, I should note, for any play that involves Isole summon Genba, if you happen to draw Genba, you can instead of mill 1 to summon Fireflint Lady, then use Fireflint Lady to summon the Genba from hand, then continue on as normal. So dump 4 here. And you summon an Oliver. Now the cool part about Oliver here, he's a level 4 tuner. That's pretty important for this combo. So when you link cross, oops, didn't mean to do that. So because Oliver is level 4, you can just straight up make Roland earlier in the combo. And then the Roland will make the link cross. I mean, we'll make the Halqifibrax. And then you just continue on as normal. Summon out your Jet. I should note that this guy's level 1. You Auroradon. Auroradon pop itself in a level 3 token. Then this is exactly the same from here as I think the second combo where you're able to summon Gearfried early. Where now you turn these into the Boral Savage. Equip the Auroradon. And you just turn these into the Charles. And of course you can go into Gold Dragon as well for the extra draw. So just like the second combo, where you could either, if you summon Gearfried early in the combo, this works the exact same way as there, except this time you don't have to decide if you want to summon Herald later on. or if you want to drop Gearfried early, because this combo just straight up drops Gearfried before they can Nibiru, so you always want to go for that route instead. This combo requires you to just get to this point again, make Isolde, doesn't matter how. Isole add doesn't matter at all, and you summon Gearfried. You summon Genba. For this variation is going to summon Herald early instead of Gearfried, instead of Boral Savage. Turn this into Linkross. Get the 2 tokens. Turn these into the Marcher. Bring back Genba. Then at this point, they pretty much have to Nibiru you. Because if they want to say Nibiru for any point later on, you make Herald right here. So it's either they waste it there, or they just straight up can't use it at all. And now the benefit of going Herald is that they can't use Veiler or DD Crow at any point for the rest of this combo, because Herald will prevent them from discarding it to the graveyard. And they have to discard a graveyard for cost. Because I think Crow does, I know for a fact Veiler does, and I think Ghost Ogre has to as well. So it turns off Ogre and Veiler for sure. Then from here, turn these 2 into the Halqifibrax. Get out your Jet. Get out your Auroradon. Some of these 3 tokens. Pop itself and a token, get your O-Lion. Turn these 2 into a Roland. Roland Link 1, O-Lion Link 2. Can add back the Phoenix Blade here. To Omega. Discard the Phoenix Blade for where is the Jet? And then these 2 into the Charles. Or I guess for Auroradon, instead of tributing itself and a token, you can just do 2 tokens instead, since it looks like you're going to be left with 1 anyway. Doesn't really matter in the long run. But if you did happen to just hard draw a Smoke Grenade, you'd probably want to keep Auroradon. Or if you go in second, Auroradon's more attack to beat over something else with. Before I go on to the next combo, something else I should quickly mention about this. You could summon, if you hard draw Gearfried, you can summon as early as the 5th summon. As before you summon it, you can add back Phoenix Blade, equip it to Isole or Genba. Genba's a better option, summon your Gearfried. So that way on your 5th summon, you have a Gearfried out. But there is a small window where they can still Nibiru you, since when you synchro with the Genba, you're going to have a Gearfried on the field with no equip. So, summoning Gearfried early pretty much just says for one or 2 more summons, your opponent won't be able to Nibiru you, but they still have a 2 summon window where they can before you summon the Heralds. So this next combo is another variant of the Ogier opening with the either Durendal or Renaud, doesn't matter as long as you get to that Isole point using Ogier in some way. But this also what happens if you happen to draw the O-line. This combo also does not use Genba at all, so you need to play for this thing. So combo starts off the same. One big difference though, aside from the O-line in hand, is that you cannot summon Gearfried until later on in the combo, unfortunately. So that doesn't mean this combo is susceptible to hand traps. So, just gotta hope your opponent doesn't have one then. Like I said, same few opening steps. Just add your Renaud, special summon where the Renaud go. There we go. The Renaud destroys itself, then you summon the Renaud, add back the Gearfried. And you just go straight for the Isolde summon. Since you're not doing any Genba combos, add does not matter at all. And then you're going to want to dump 4 cards to summon the Oliver. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Summon Oliver. And cross. Need 2 level 1 tokens. Make the Roland. So you activate the Roland effect. Make your Halqifibrax. Use the effect to summon the O-line from hand. So you're not going to use Synchron at all in this combo. Turn these 2 into the Marcher. O-line triggers and get special back off the Marcher. Never mind, you do not get the O-line back. You get the Roland back instead. So then from here, you turn. See what's next step. Halqifibrax and token into the Auroradon. Get 3 tokens. These 2 go into Savage. Equip Isolde. And now at this point, you can summon Gearfried. And you already have an equip. You already have 2 Noblesse Grave you can equip. And then these go into the Charles. Something I should say, at any point in this combo video where you use Marcher and 2 tokens to either ladder up into Coral Dragon and go straight into Charles, if you play Trishula, you could also just straight up make Trishula in there instead of Charles, which go in second. But anyway, that's it for this combo. On to the next. So for this next one, all you need is to summon Isolde in any way, and you have to already open up the Renaud. The Isolde add can be anything, doesn't matter whatsoever for this combo. Much like a lot of the previous ones. Isolde's gonna mill 4 here. I don't think it matters if you mill anything specific or not. It does matter for some combos what you mill, but for this one I don't think so. You're gonna want some of the Ogier here. And Ogier is going to dump the Gearfried. Add back Phoenix Blade here. Special summon Renaud. Add back Gearfried. So at this point, you've had 5 summons. So you equip the Gearfried onto the Isolde, and now you summon the Gearfried. In this way, if they try to nibiru you on your 5th summon, which is the Gearfried, you already have the Phoenix Blade out. You know, this is your 6th summon, so they had to nibiru right here before the Gearfried summon, as the Phoenix Blade is being equipped to the Isolde. They have to nibiru right there. Continuing on, since Renaud is a tuner from the summon effect, you go into High Lancelin. Lancelin triggers, equips Durendal from deck. And Durendal is going to search for Oliver. At this point, you'd probably also want to equip the Ogier to Gearfried. It is now returning the Isolde into Vylon Cross. You need to equip the Ogier there, because otherwise, this summon could get nibiru'd. And you don't want that happening, do you? Now at this point, let's see, I'm just looking up my notes. At this point, you're going to want to summon the Oliver. You can either tribute the add off the Isolde, or you can get rid of the Renaud and the Isolde to add back Phoenix Blade once more. Let's just say discard that. Summon up the Oliver as a level 1. Synchro these out into Marcher. If you played Formula Synchron, you can ladder Oliver and token into Formula, draw 1, and then Formula and second token into Marcher. All it does is just net you 1 extra draw. So you just kind of cheat it in there, sneak it in. Okay, so the Marcher is going to special back Oliver. Now since Lancelin's a 5, you turn the Lancelot and the Oliver into the Charles. These two make Halqifibrax. Get you Jet. Turn these into Auroradon. And get you 3 tokens. And then from this point, things should be looking very familiar. Actually, before I move on to the next combo, I think I should just finish this one out, since I think it does play out a little differently, since you already made the Charles. At this point, Auroradon pop itself in a token, summon out the O-Line. Yeah, it's a little different since you already used the Roland and you already used the Metal Marcher. I mean, you already made a level 5 Synchro, and you still need to make Roland. Get the O-Line token. These two make the Savage. the Aurodon. Add back a Phoenix Blade. And this immediately discard that sucker for the Jet Synchron. And then these two get turned into the Herald. So once again, Herald lets you, if you rip a monster out of your opponent's hand off the Smoke Grenade from Charlton End phase, Herald lets you banish that monster instead. Now we're on to the next one. So this next one is the first combo I'm going to showcase involving Vylon Sphere. It doesn't put up any negates, but it does let you go into Trishula, and also having Omega in the graveyard. All you need to do to get into this combo is just any 2 warriors, pick Isole. Add does not matter. So Isole is going to dump 4, and you specifically have to dump Durendal and Living Fossil here. The other 2 don't matter at all. Although Phoenix Blade always good dump, Smoke Grenade always good dump. You're gonna dump it at some point this turn anyway. So you dump those 4 to summon Oliver. Get out your tokens from Link Cross. So, something to note in this deck, your link placements in the extra monster zone doesn't really matter at all. It might for some very specific things, but generally it should never matter. So next we straight up make Roland. Also, when you make your negates and your Charles, you probably should summon them in either the middle or side columns. So that way, if your opponent baits out a negate and summons something like Relinquished Anima in the extra monster zone, they can't take your negate or your Charles. Let's make Roland. Roland and Link Cross will make Fibrax. In Fibrax, we'll summon the Vylon Sphere. Wherever it is. Vylon Sphere happens to be another machine tuner, so super good synergy with what it needs it to do. Turn this into Aurodon. Chainlink 1 Aurodon, chainlink to Vylon Sphere. So equip it onto Aurodon. Get some tokens. You trigger Vylon Sphere's effect. Pay 5. Send to graveyard. So wait, you pay the 500 when you equip it from its own effect. I haven't been playing this card enough yet. So you link with it, pay 5, equip to Aurodon, and then afterwards, don't pay anything, send it to the graveyard, and add Durendal to hand. Thankfully from Durendal, unlike all the old noble arms, it doesn't need to go onto a warrior, it can go onto anything. So you equip, add Renaud. Durendal destroys itself. Aurodon pop itself, and a Mecha Phantom Beast token. It's an O-Lion. O-Lion and Link token go into a Marcher. Chainlink 1 Marcher, target Roland, chainlink 2 O-Lion. Here, you can go get rid of 2 tokens. I'm not playing in this specific list, but assume this is Trishula. This is Trishula. This is not Axis Kotaku. This is Trishula to rip a card out of your opponent's hand. From here, summon this. Add back Living Fossil. just so you can have it for later on, in case we need it. Turn these two into Omega. And Renaud's a tuner in the situation from its special summon, so those get turned into Charles. So once again, there's no negate in this combo, but you do rip 2 out of your opponent's hand total. Trish is just better for going second, since it also non-target banishes a card from your opponent's field and their graveyard. And just keep in mind at some point you need a Dumb Smoke Grenade to grave, either off the Isolde or off Roland. You can also turn the Marcher and the 2 tokens into Stardust Charge or Coral Dragon to turn that line into Charles. And then that way, you keep the Omega from the Roland and a token. So that way you still rip 2, and you can keep the Renaud for next turn. So let me just go back to that real quick. So that's when your field still looks like this. So your field's still that. This is still in grave. This is still in hand. And it's still an extra deck. You can just change the line of play. So that these 2 go into this. You get the extra draw when you go into the Charles. Draw 1. And then these 2 go into your Omega. So what's good about this is that, let's say you want to add back the Phoenix Blade. I don't know why, in case you have like a Gearfried or something. During your end phase, the Charles triggers. You rip one. You look at their hand, rip 1. During your opponent's standby phase, put something back in your grave. Let's put it in grave. And then Omega can rip another card out of their hand. So the Trish is better for going second. This is better for going first. On to the... Also this way, you keep the Renaud for next turn. On to the next play. So this next one involves you opening Genba plus any Warrior Extender. Normally with Genba combos, if you draw it, instead of summoning the Genba off the Isole, you summon the Fire Flint Lady from deck, tribute to get the Genba. But this specific line of play is in case that you don't play the Tatsunoko. So get you this, summon your Extender, make Isolde, add does not matter. And then here, you specifically dump Living Fossil to summon Renaud. Renaud triggers, add back Living Fossil. Big Gloom Cross. Get you 2 tokens. Here you're Living Fossil out the Genba. Then you're using Genba and the Link Cross. As soon as my computer lets me, to summon out the Halqifibrax. So you can't really make Marcher to get back Genba, because when Genba summons back off Living Fossil, it gets banished when it leaves the field. So you just immediately make this. Last mini jet. Cement special summon. I can computer sucks. We'll see if the lowering quality of the site helps me out at all. Turn jet and the 2 tokens into your marcher. Just like one of the previous combos, you can ladder into Formula Synchron for an extra draw if you play it. Marcher summons back out the jet, or the Formula Synchron, does not matter at all. And then you turn these into the Aurora Dawn. Get your tokens out. Aurora Dawn pop itself into Renaud to summon the O-Lion. And then from here, O-Lion token makes Roland triggers, O-Lion tokens, the O-Lion token plus the Roland gets you into Boral Savage with 3 negates, and then this line brings you into the Charles. This next combo is another thing you can do in case if you draw the O-Lion. All you need to do is summon Isolde. Add does not matter. So trigger the Isolde. Specifically dump Durendal to summon the Renaud. Renaud triggers, add back Durendal. Activates. And search out Oliver. Durendal gets destroyed. You tribute the Renaud to summon the Oliver from hand using its effect. Make it link cross. Like all these combos look almost exactly the same as surface level. It's link laddering up, but pretty different in their intricacies. So next turn these 2 into Halqifibrax. Should mark these level 1s. Halqifibrax summon O-Lion. Big Marcher. Metal Marcher will target the Oliver, and the O-Lion will summon a token. Oliver and the last link token will make a Roland. Trigger Roland skill. Turn these 2 into Aurora Dawn. And then from here, make your Savage, make your Charles. Oops, I'm gonna take that. And of course, your Boral Savage would have equipped Isolde. There is one variation you can do in this combo. If you happen to open an Oliver or a Durendal already, instead of dumping Durendal off of the Renaud, off the Isolde, you can dump Smoke Grenade instead. So the Renaud add back Smoke Grenade. So then what you would do then is you would have Smoke Grenade in hand. I said in hand. Come on, computer, you can do it. You can equip the smoke grenade onto the Auroradon, you would do this before you summon the Savage. You use Auroradon's Pop 1 effect, so you destroy itself. It should be itself to destroy the smoke grenade. You rip one out of their hand, and then you summon Savage after that, and you get the Auroradon equipped for another negate for following turns. So it's one small variation, but very powerful if you happen to open the extra Oliver or the Durendal, or if you just hard draw Smoke Grenade. Something else I should mention is that if you do go down that Smoke Grenade route, when Charles equips on end phase, you won't destroy, but yeah, you will destroy Smoke Grenade, so you get 2 hand peaks instead of 1. And all that just for either opening Smoke Grenade or Oliver or Durendal, along with just opening up a Lion. This next one is another open O-Lion combo. For this, you also need to open Ogier plus any other warrior extender, such as Fireflint Lady or Red Layer, for example. You could also play, if you play a Stardust Charged Warrior along with the Coral Dragon, you could also get an extra draw in. So just get your Ogier, email Oliver. Oops. Where'd Oliver go? I swear my computer is such a fun time sometimes. Summon the extender. Make Isolde. The ad doesn't matter, as usual. Then here, you mill Living Fossil, summon Renaud. Renaud as back Living Fossil. Epic Living Fossil. Summon Oliver. These two make Roland. Trigger the effect. Turn a soul into Link Cross. You're only going to want to summon one token here if you either only play Coral Dragon, or you want to summon 2 tokens if you play both Coral Dragon and Stardust Charge. But here I'm just going to summon 2 tokens. Turn these 2 into Coral. Turn these 2. Yeah, so summon 1 token if you don't play Coral. Summon 2 if you do play Coral. Turn these into Halqifibrax. So then this way you can go Chainlink 1 Halqifibrax, Chainlink 2 Coral Dragon, so you can chain block the Halqifibrax. So draw. You summon the O-Lion from hand. So the good thing about drawing first, before you summon off Halqifibrax, doesn't matter if you drew the Jet or any other tuner, you're already summoning the one you drew anyway. So then this and the other token go into the Marcher. Marcher get back Roland. Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2 token. And these 2 then go into the Auroradon. And you just continue on as normal with the line of play into Savage and line of play into Charles. If you either didn't summon Stardust Charge, if you didn't summon Coral Dragon earlier, you can summon it now for the draw. Or if you play Stardust Charge Warrior, synchroing it into it with Metal Marcher makes it a tuner, so you get the extra draw, so you get a second draw before you go into Charles. And of course, if you drew Smoke Grenade, you can equip to Auroradon treat yourself, pop the Smoke Grenade for the extra rip. So this is yet another Drawn Lion combo. All you need to do is get into Isolde, that doesn't matter. But this combo also assumes you tried to use Durendal, but it somehow got negated. So like, let's say you try to equip Durendal, activate effect, and they ghost over it. So you're out of Durendal for the turn. What do you do then? So next, well, to start off this part of the combo, you mill 4 to summon Oliver. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Summon Oliver. It's also worth noting this combo does not use Renaud at all. Continuing on. Turn a soul into Linkross. So pretty much what summoning... Oops, only 2 tokens. Pretty much what summoning Oliver immediately from Isole does is free up your Durendal and Renaud part of any combo. At the cost of only being able to mill 1 off Isole next turn. So from here, turn these into Halqifibrax. Summon O-Lion. Make a Marcher. Get your stuffs back. And of course, if you wanted to make Roland before you make Halqifibrax, you can always do that first. And then when you make your Marcher, you bring back the Roland instead, since it'll already be Grave. And then this just looks exactly like the past combo. And of course, since this combo doesn't use Renaud at all, if you happen to see Renaud in your hands at any point in this combo, you can special summon it, add back Smoke Grenade, equip Smoke Grenade, pop it with the Auroradon to get that extra hand rip out. But anyway, this combo is exactly the same as the past thing. So these next, I want to say, I think 3 combos all involve Adhara. And all these Adhara combos were gotten directly off of Sean Ping's videos. If you haven't checked out his stuff, he explains a good amount of combos in a much faster time than I can, and is overall just a much cleaner presentation than what I could ever do at this point in time. So anyway, summon Adhara. Oops. Normal summon this. If you have Renaud in hand, you definitely want to dump Gearfried here. If you don't have Renaud in hand, it doesn't really matter what you dump here. Turn these 2 into Lancelin. Get your Durendal. Equip Durendal. Activate the effect.
Don't
add any extender,
we're having some kind of powerful, weird outcome,
such as
Renaud.
Renaud.
Pay attention when that happens. Stuff is not to be treated lightly.
That gets destroyed.
Listen, I actually just came out here to have a cigarette, okay, and relax,
Get this.
and do my thing.
Yeah.
So, maybe
Yes.
another time.
Yeah,
Get
but there
this
may
back
not
in
be another
hand.
time. okay? I may never get this chance again. I mean, we may never, you know, be able to return to this moment.
And then just continue as normal. So your summons go 1, 2, 3, 4. So Gearfried has to be your 5th summon here. So they can nibiru you before you can get Ogier equipped. So that would be the time they can nibiru you. If you hard drew the Gearfried, you can summon it before you summon the Renaud or whatever extender you searched. So if you hard drew Gearfried, you can summon it before the nibiru, but if you have to add Gearfried off Renaud, you have to play into nibiru for 1 summon. Then from here, make your Isolde, and then you just do the standard Genba combo to end on the Gearfried. You end on the Savage, which protects Halqifibrax onwards. You end on Charles, all the graveyard stuff, Omega Engrave, and your Aurora Dawn. So if you want the rest of this combo, just go back to the standard Genba combo. This next combo is probably my personal favorite. It specifically involves having Adhara and a Neospace Connector. I guess you could also do this if you just open Oliver and a Equip or Fire Warrior Tribute off it, but Adhara is just the easiest option since you don't need to neg yourself to summon it. So summon it, get Connector, search out Aqua Dolphin. You activate Aqua Dolphin's effect, discard the driver, you look at your hand. If you see Nibiru, then that's kind of rip as far as this combo goes if you see Nibiru. So if you see Nibiru, you Synchro for 8. Synchro Omega on your 4th summon. You hope you rip Nibiru. If you don't, and they still have it in hand, you'd hope you have a Gamma in hand and you pass turn here. That's the end of the combo. Personal favorite. However, if you do hit the if you do happen to hit Nibiru, you can, if you have 2 extenders to make Isole with, you can just continue on as normal. But pretty fun combo there. So this is the actual combo with Adhara plus Neospace Connector. This involves those 2, any discard for Dolphin, and any Warrior Extender. So it could be this, Oliver, Renaud, Red Layer, as long as it's an extender. So you just go through the normal stuff. Get your Aqua Dolphin. You rip out something from their hand. If you see Nibiru, it doesn't matter because you make Herald on your 4th summon. And this is why you need the extender, because now let's go into this. So wait, am I doing this right? Yeah, you turn that back into the Dolphin. You can use your 5th card in hand to rip another card out of their hand. So you just rip 2 immediately. And now these 2 go into your Isolde. And now you just add your Red Layer, summon the Genba. Exact same Genba combo, but instead of the Gearfried you searched out early in the combo, you just have the Herald instead. And Herald, once again, summon on the 4th summon, so this combo is anti-nibiru. In addition, you get 3 hand rips instead of just 1 because of the 2 Aqua Dolphin triggers. Because, well, you kind of had to start with Connector there. You have to get Dolphin out in the field twice for this level. On to the next combo. This next one is just your basic Vylon Sphere and Genba combos, so you summon them both throughout this combo. Because I haven't shown what you do if you draw Genba yet, I'm just gonna show you what happens if you draw it. So first, summon Isolde. Doesn't matter how, as long as you summon it. You add a red layer because this is a Genba combo. Because you have to summon the Genba from hand. Actually, wait, I chose the wrong combo to show what happens if you draw a Genba. This combo, you can't draw it. I am bad. Because you specifically have to dump both Durendal and Living Fossil to summon Genba. You can't just dump one and get away with it with Fireflint Lady. You have to summon Genba here, no matter what. So yeah, I'm bad at this game. I'm bad at remembering my combos. I only have a notepad doc open, telling me exactly what to do. From here, go on like normal. Get out Archer. Summon back. Summon Tatsunoko. And summon your Borlo Savage Meant to send that to grave. I cannot click buttons today. Make you savage so that it can protect anything starting at this point. So your Halqifibrax goes off safe. Actually, no, you don't do this. My bad. Yeah, I messed up this combo so bad. You don't even summon Tatsunoko. And your ad doesn't matter. So just ignore everything I just did, and you're at this point. At this point, instead of going for your Savage, you go for Herald. Yeah. I guess it doesn't really matter too much, because you're still summoning a negate immediately. But this combo assumes you don't play Tatsunoko. So you can make the Savage there. You can make Savage. But if you don't play Tatsunoko, you just make Herald instead. Halqifibrax will summon the Vylon Sphere. Shows I still have the 500 loss from a while back. Summon Auroradon. Channeling 1 Auroradon, channeling 2 Sphere. Pay 5. Make sure you're not close to time. Equip this to doesn't matter. Get tokens, Vylon Sphere effect. Add Durendal back. Durendal, search for Renaud. That goes away. Auroradon destroy itself and a token. Summon O-Lion. Roland. Roland triggers chain link 1, chain link 2 align, get the token. Summon Renaud, since now you have a Fight Warrior. Add back Living Fossil. Make Omega here. And then these two make you Charles. And this way you end on your Arclight, or I guess this could also be Roll Savage if you play Tatsunoko. But anyway, either one of those two monsters protects your Halqifibrax onwards. You got an extra token lying around, you got your Charles, you got your Roland, and you got a Living Fossil for next turn. So this next combo is a variation of the last one, except if you don't play Omega in your extra deck. Let's get to Isolde, doesn't matter how. Add doesn't matter, but if you play Tatsunoko, you add Red Layer. Summon your Genba once more, dumping Living Fossil and Durendal. Where's Fossil at? Here it is. Summon your Genba here. Cross, 2 tokens. These 2 into Marcher. Back Genba. And of course, you can either make Arclight or you can make Savage if you want to Tatsunoko with the Red Layer. Oops. Let's just go into Herald. This is a little better for ripping cards out of your opponent's hand, but just not as good as far as stats go. Then these 2 go out into Halqifibrax. Summon the Sphere. Make a Rorodon. Chain link 1 Rorodon, chain link 2 Sphere. Oops. Pick your 5. I am so bad at this game. Should be at 75 life at this point. If it's just turn 1. Yeah, this combo and the last combo just been so scuffed. This is equipped to, it doesn't matter. Probably just a Rorodon. Uses effects. Add back Durendal. Durendal search for Renaud. Wherever it is. Yeah, it's fine. It's a little distracted right now. Next, Rorodon's next. Summon Olion. Roland, Chainlink 1 Roland, Chainlink 2 Olion. Special Renaud. And back to Living Fossil. If you didn't summon Herald earlier this combo, you can make Herald right now with the level 3 token, the Renaud. Or these can just go into Savage. What else is here? Oh, I think I messed up. Yeah. So this combo was supposed to make Borreload earlier. So that means Savage should have been summoned earlier. Yeah, I really scuffed this. So you're supposed to summon Savage instead of Herald. With the Tatsunoko. So this combo you need Tatsunoko. Yeah. Then the Roland still on field. These two made the Herald. You still have one token left. And you Living Fossil back for Nod. And then you go for Charles. Yeah, so my bad on this combo, I scuffed it big time. All the subs are still right, except you're supposed to summon Savage in the beginning, and then Herald at the end. Otherwise I did all the steps right, just that I scuffed. RIP! So I just do as I say, not as I do. So this next combo is definitely the most potent of the hand whip combos, and all it involves is starting with Connector plus any warrior extender. So you summon your Connector, search for your Dolphin. Next, Dolphin effect, rip a card out their hand. Summon Extender. Make Isolde. Using the Extender and Aqua Dolphin, you need to keep Connector on the field for this. You can add anything you want off the Isolde. Now you dump 4 off of Isolde, including at least Durendal and Smoke Grenade. And you summon your Oliver. Some more standard plays, link across 2 tokens. I'm sure you're probably sick of this by now. You're probably sick of Infernoble Knights by now. Oops. Didn't mean to send that. Put that back up there. Man, I can't click buttons today. Make Roland, declare Roland. Link Cross and Roland, make Sphere. Make Halqifibrax. I've been looking at this deck for too long today, man. Summon your Vylon Sphere. Next, you make your Auradon. Chainlink 1 Auradon, Chainlink 2 Vylon Sphere. You equip Sphere to Auradon. And get your 3 tokens. As usual, Vylon Sphere effect. Equip Durendal to Auradon. Durendal will add the Renaud to hand. And Durendal will destroy itself. Auradon will destroy itself. And one of the level 3 tokens, summon Vylon from deck. Vylon and the Link token will summon Marcher and Extra Monster Zone. Marcher Link 1, targeting the Roland Grave, and Vylon Link 2, summoning another token. Next, you make Savage.
Don't make me go back to LA.
I don't care where you go, Bojack,
Roland
but I
and
can't
one of
have
the
you around
tokens.
here. You make me too sad.
Savage can equip Auradon.
Okay.
Next, you make the Charles. Use Coral Dragon if you want to for the extra draw. Oops. Next, special summon Renaud. Since you have the Charles, add back Smoke Grenade. Now you can use Connector's effect to summon back out Aqua Dolphin. Activate Dolphin's effect, so you take a second card out of your hand, and use Renaud and Dolphin to summon out the Herald. Almost done. You equip the Smoke Grenade to Charles. Charles activates, destroying the Smoke Grenade. Smoke Grenade rip the card off their hands. If you do a monster, Herald will now banish it. You have the Oliver Engrave to equip onto Charles. If you have a Gearfried in hand, even better. So then during the end phase, you can do all your Roland and Charles stuff. So Roland will dump and equip, and add Gearfried to hand. And Charles will equip Smoke Grenade from from Graveyard. And equip an Ogier from deck. Now since Charles already used his pop effect, it won't trigger now, but during your opponent's main phase, activate your Roland, equip. Now Charles will trigger, destroy a Smoke Grenade, so now during their turn, you just rip a 4th card out their hand, so they only have 2 cards to play with, and you have at least these 2 negates. An extra one if you hard drew a Gearfried last turn to summon. So that essentially makes your opponent not able to play the game as long as you open up the Connector, any Warrior Extender, and you play Vylon Sphere. Pretty crazy combo. Alright, once again I swapped to a different deck for the next few combos, since these require specific extra deck cards, and some also require specific main deck cards, so I just swapped this list just to show all the examples. This next combo is finally a combo that uses Shooting Rising Dragon This is probably the only combo I've ever came across that uses Shooting Riser. And it also needs a Formula Synchron. All you need to start the combo, just Isolde, doesn't matter how. Add, doesn't matter. You Isolde Mill 1, Mill Durendal. To summon out your Renaud. Renaud will add back Durendal. Durendal will trigger, adding a second copy of Renaud to hand. Special summon this Renaud from hand, and this one is now a tuner. I'm just gonna put that counter on so we know it's the tuner. Go off into Link Cross. Get 2 tokens. So now this one doesn't need Formula Synchron, it's just good for the extra draw. So we turn this Renaud into a Formula. Just keep in mind, all these extra draw synchro steps are really good if the more hand traps you play. Now Marcher will bring back the Formula here. So yeah, you do need Formula for this combo because you need the extra tuner to do Metal Marcher. So yeah, you need Formula for this combo. Marcher and Renaud make Herald, so that way you have protection for your Halqifibrax combo. Now he does pretty much continue on as normal. Summon Halqifibrax. This combo I got off of an OCG decklist a long time ago when they were playing just at spot 1 without any jet synchron. All that spot 1 does is that when you summon the 3 tokens, you summon the jet spot 1 for free. You can still summon jet synchron, but you need the discard for it. So now these two make Auroradon. Actually, you do need death spot 1 for this combo. You need a death spot 1 for this combo. You cannot play jet synchron for it. Because here, you would have to summon death spot 1. With jet synchron, you need to specifically send a card from hand to graveyard to summon it. But with Herald, you can't send from hand to grave. You have to send from hand to banish. Specifically monsters, though. So you can still do it with jet synchron if you have a spell or trap in hand to discard. But if you specifically have only have monsters in hand, you cannot do this with jet synchron. So let's just assume I discard a spell here. That way the summon's legal. So then Auroradon will destroy itself. And the death spot 1 with the jet synchron. Summon out the O-line. From here, you make Roland. Chainlink 1 Roland, Chainlink 2 Olion. Turn these into Savage. Equip the Auroradon. Then this is where things change up. So because we use Metal Marcher to synchro into Arclight, Herald of Arclight is now a tuner. So you synchro with it, now that you have another negate up. And a level 3 token. Summon Shooting Riser Dragon. Shooting Riser Dragon will send any level 1 to the graveyard. So it could be Roland, I mean, it could be Renaud, it could be Adhara, it could be Astolfo, it could be Fireflint Lady, doesn't matter. So you lower your level by 1, so you are now a level 6. So now these bring you into Charles. So what this combo did, you have to play Shooting Riser, you have to play Formula Synchron, and you have to open Spell or Trap or display Decimal 1. But it still nets you on the Charles and phase shenanigans with Roland. It ends you on a Borderlord Savage. It lets your Halqifibrax play go through with a Herald of Arclight on field. So if they try to nibiru, you just change it, you play from there, and it nets you 2 draws. So that's it for that combo. So since this video is now over 2 hours long, and there's still 5 combos left, I think I'm just gonna end it here and just go over what the rest of the combos would do. So the next thing would pretty much just involve basic Aurora round stuff, opening Ogier plus either Renaud or Durendal. You would synchro with a Herald with the Roland, and that's how you get into Charles. And then the Herald can get you into, if I can find the right list. If I can find the right list. Oh boy, where is it? Oh, it was that one. Would get you into Necros Colossus. Add Necros Cycle, tribute the last Auroradon token to summon out Colossus. So you just end on a Gearfried on your 4th summon, a Savage for 2, Necros Colossus, you Charles, you Rip 1, you Roll Engrave, and that's pretty much it for that. There's another combo that involves Laval Lancelord, this card right here. Instead of adding, so during your Genba combo, instead of adding Red Layer off of Isole, you can add Lancelot, so that way you can go straight for Charles using Lancelot and Tatsunoko. And that way you can do stuff in some different order. You end on Savage for 3, you end on Herald, you end on Charles, you rip 1 from hand and roll in Graveyard. There's another combo, another YouTuber, I forgot his name, did a very good video on this combo. Pretty much the Draw 6 combo with that uses Hyper Librarian. All it needs is you open Isole Fodder, you somewhere in the combo see a Renaud, and you somewhere in the combo see a level 1 extender. As long as you see those, you end on Herald, Savage draw 3, Charles, rip 1 from your opponent's hand, and you draw 6 cards throughout the whole combo. And then for the last one, is just in case Olion gets banned, which is a very possibility. It's just a very small combo to get into Charles if Olion gets banned. You just open Isolde, add anything, dump 4/7 Oliver, use Isolde and Oliver to summon Halqifibrax to summon any level 2 spellcaster tuner. So should all Falco. You use Falco and Halqifibrax to summon Celine. Celine will have 4 counters because you dumped 4 off Isolde. Remove some of them, bring back Falco. We'll remove 3, bring back Falco. You turn Celine into Linkross, summon 3 tokens, 3 level 1 tokens. Use Falco plus a token to bring out Marcher. Marcher bring back Oliver. Oliver plus token number 2 make Roland, trigger Roland effect. Roland and the 3rd token make Stardust Charge Warrior. So you need this for this combo. Draw 1. And then Stardust Charge plus Marcher. You specifically need Stardust Charge because you need a non-tuner level 6. Stat and Marcher to make Charles. So that way you just end on a Charles, your end phase shenanigans, 1 draw, and link cross. If you have made it through this entire video, thank you very much. It means so much to me. I've been putting so much effort into this deck over the past few days, trying to find all of these combos. I've been writing them down in a notepad doc, which I'm probably going to post to Google Drive and post in the description. There are so many variations you could do to these combos. This is such a hard combo deck to pilot because there's just so much to remember. Kind of similar how with the old Noble Knight deck, there were so many things you could do, except this deck actually does something. It actually produces something threatening, other than just ending on like 1 rank 5 king and 1, I don't know, King Custenin and maybe Isolde, and that's it. This deck can actually do something. Maybe like 30 combos. This deck is crazy. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, please leave a like, please leave a comment. Please tell me if there's anything you want me to add. Please tell me if I messed up anything. Please tell me how much I scuffed some of the earlier combos. Alright, see you next time, guys.